So gold just hit another all-time high, likely due to the uncertainty with the US election that's fast approaching and just general global instability. But even so, it's still considered to keep going up in the coming years. So it eclipsed an all-time high set just this week, and gold futures surged to over $2,800, which makes gold one of the best performing commodities year to date, up roughly 35% so far, which is outpacing the S&P 500's 22% gains. And remember, gold has traditionally been seen as a safe haven asset when you expect stock market turbulence or other uncertainty, and it's usually used as a hedge against inflation. People have been pouring money into gold ETFs, and even Costco has gotten in on the action selling gold bars, and they've been selling hundreds of millions of them each month. So how exactly do you buy and invest in gold? Well, honestly, there's numerous ways you can do it. And yeah, simply going to Costco and just buying a couple bars is certainly one of those ways. But today I'm gonna show you an even easier way to do it using Robinhood or similar apps right from your phone at home. Most people don't realize that you can actually get into gold through something as easy as Robinhood. You don't have to actually physically go out and buy the bars and figure out a place to stash them and store them. And there's actually a few people asking me if it was even possible that led me to make this video. And if you guys are new here, I've covered ETFs on this channel before. I made an entire video about them, specifically Vanguard's ETFs, explaining the top performing funds as well as the most popular funds. And in that video, I even shared which ones I'm personally invested in. If you haven't watched that video yet, you actually might want to start there, as it kind of gives a good overall view of ETFs in general, which will help you better understand investing in gold ETFs, which is part of this video. So I'll go ahead and link it up above if you want to go check that out and come right back. But anyway, with all that said, there are two specific ETFs that you can commonly find on Robinhood and other trading platforms that will help you buy into gold without actually having to buy physical gold bars and worry about storage, security, or just carrying around all that actual physical weight. So kicking things off, the first is SPDR Gold Trust, which can be found by searching the ticker GLD. It's had an impressive run in the last year. The fund is up 38.61% and has an expense ratio of only 0.4%. GLD tracks the gold spot price minus expenses and liabilities, and it backs it using gold bars held in London vaults. So your investment is truly backed by gold, and the fund literally only invests in pure gold. Because of this, it is subject to all of the fluctuations that come with commodity investing and gold investing in general. And that's gonna be applicable to any of these. And the second one is iShares Gold Trust, which can be found under the ticker IAU. Performance of iShares Gold is very similar to SPDR Gold, and it's currently up 39.07% for the year with a lower 0.25% expense ratio. iShares or IAU tracks the gold spot price, less expenses and liabilities, just like GLD, using gold bars held in various vaults around the world, not just London like GLD. And another thing to keep in mind, currently the price per share is roughly double that of the SPDR Gold Trust. So if you're looking to buy purely based on whole shares rather than fractional shares, you will get more total shares or total whole shares out of SPDR Gold Trust rather than you will iShares. So if you're looking to invest in only gold, I would go with GLD or IAU. There are other ETFs out there as well, but these are the two most well known on the trading apps, and they're very secure. They have low expense rates and they're just very popular. But all that said, if precious metals in general are of interest to you, then the other ETF maybe worth considering is CEF, which is the Sprott Physical Gold and Silver Trust ETF. And again, you can find that under the ticker CEF. In the past year alone, it's up 41.4%, slightly more than just the gold ETFs, and has an expense ratio that varying websites online list as 0.49%. I couldn't find the actual anywhere. What's really interesting about this fund though is it allows you to buy both gold and silver. So you are in fact diversifying your holdings a bit rather than just holding gold. But it is really important to note that this particular fund is not yet available on Robinhood and other trading platforms. There's only certain areas that you can actually buy this. So you'll need to do your research and find the appropriate broker. So I'm genuinely curious, what would you guys prefer? Holding shares of gold on a trading platform or holding actual gold bars that has some security risks? Let me know in the comments below. Again, I'm genuinely curious what you guys prefer. But before you go, one other thing to keep in mind that's really important for trading these types of ETFs, some gold ETFs can actually be taxed at the long-term capital gains rate of up to 28%, as opposed to a maximum of 20% tax for equity ETFs. I'm not a tax specialist, but I'd recommend asking your tax advisor before investing, just to make sure that you understand all the risks going in. And also keep in mind, there have been several year stretches where gold and similar commodities have been essentially flat or even down. They don't always have bull runs. So make sure you keep that in mind before you jump in. Well guys, please consider subscribing if you're not already. It really helps the channel grow and reach more people, and I really, really appreciate it. It makes such a difference. Well anyway guys, that's it for today's video. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll be sure to see you next time.